Hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you been watching my videos?
I have not.
I didn't think so.
I'm not on social media. You know that.
I know, but I still was curious.
Okay.
You did live it though, so that
Yes.
helps. So then this week I started talking about our IVF journey.
Okay.
So we've been through functional medicine, what its relativeness is to my journey, but we haven't taken a deep dive into all the testing other than the GI map. So today I was wondering if you would talk a little bit briefly as you can, because I know it's in depth, but
And I tend to go on a little bit.
You talk a lot, but I love it. The thyroid function and how important that is to, our health, my health, and relating to fertility or just overall health in general. A lot of people don't understand.
I think the most common place that I like to start with thyroid function is just really how the whole cascade of hormones with the thyroid work.
Okay.
I think a lot of men and women who have been to see a doctor, they may have had one or two of these hormones tested, but usually not the full thyroid panel. And the most common ones are things like TSH. Because when we go in to have our thyroid tested, we have this marker called TSH. I think most people assume that this is a thyroid hormone. But what's kind of interesting is that TSH is actually a hormone that comes from a gland in the brain.
Okay.
TSH stands for thyroid stimulating hormone. So as the name suggests, our brain secretes this hormone anytime the brain detects that the actual thyroid hormones, which are T3 and T4, are too low. So the brain secretes TSH, and that goes down and acts on the thyroid to stimulate it, to produce thyroid hormones. Now, the first hormone that's produced is T4. Most of us are familiar with TSH, T4, T3, but the first actual hormone that the thyroid produces is T4. And then when T4 goes out into the periphery, out into the tissues, it gets converted into T3, which is kind of the most common active form that our body uses. And the thyroid hormones serve a lot of different functions. But I think it's important to just kind of understand that cascade. And so we do look at all those because when the thyroid's not functioning optimally, it can have an effect on energy levels and metabolism. It can have an effect on weight gain. It can have an effect on fertility.